Hello and welcome to my amateur production of how to sell a motorcycle. Right, this is my Kawasaki ZL600 B1. It's 1995. It's done around about 40,000 miles. It's still very much going strong. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this motorcycle at all. It is in excellent condition. I do not think you will find a better condition ZL600 in this country. It's a rare enough bike at the best of times, but to find one in this condition, genuinely good luck. I'm very lucky to have bought this off a chap, or actually more accurately swapped it for a motorcycle with a chap who had restored this. I wish I could take credit for his hard work. I cannot. It is absolutely stunning. As you can see, the paintwork is pristine. I've had this probably 1,500 miles. Me and my daughter have spent last summer on it, cruising around. To be honest, I wouldn't be selling it, except we've just got a cruiser, sorry, a tourer, that thing out there. Nowhere near as pretty, but much more, shall we say, capable over long distance. This is, although it's an absolute hoot to ride, it's not as practical. You can see the hard luggage over there, so we can go touring, we can get a tent on the back. You can't quite do that with this. We'll say it is, we have done it, we've gone camping on it, we've had a tent on the back. It comes with the sissy bar and these pannier racks. I put these leather panniers on it. We've used those to quite successfully. They just throw over, go under the seat, and the rear extras. This bike, every time you see this bike as well, you know, there were a number of extras for it, like the sissy bar, like the, you know, like the pannier racks, roll additional extras, and this has it all. What can I say? MOT'd probably September, October, so it's good for the summer. No problems at all getting it through an MOT. Drives, stops, turns, brakes. It's got an EBC front brake disc for a, you know, what is a cruiser. It stops extraordinarily well. It is a drum on the rear, but it works extraordinarily well. It's simply not getting used and has to go. As you can, the quality, the condition kind of speaks for itself. I think. You know, if you this type of bike, it's all about show, isn't it? And this, I've had several bikes over the year and a half or a couple of years that I've had this, and none of them draws attention like this. What is it? What will that do, mister? Can I buy it? Things like that. It hasn't been for sale up till now, but it is genuinely, it's probably done less than, I don't know, 200 miles this year, and we keep going out on the tourer, so it's simply not going to go anywhere. As I say, everything works. Everything's a credit to the guy that restored it. Runs absolutely perfectly. I suppose, being hypercritical, probably the worst part of the bike, the paintwork is exemplary, apart from where are we? Right, there you go. So it's starting to come away along the front edge of the mudguard. Nothing to write home about. Could touch that up quite easily. Yeah, it's, I don't, just the quality is absolutely excellent. Everything works perfectly. Should we start? I've put in some forward pegs because I like to stretch out. It is a very low seat height. It's very low to the ground. It would very much suit you if you are shorter in stature. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to give a bit of detail here. As you can see, I think the guy built a custom exhaust for it. The original exhaust is known to rot away, so he's put a custom exhaust on it. It's shaft drive. The custom exhaust, when I've looked at the forums, apparently, you know, trying to get a silencer that'll still allow you to carburate cleanly, it's quite difficult. He must have done his homework. This pulls through absolutely perfectly. It's very torquey. Don't let the fact it's a 600 put you off. I know, you know, the fashion is for your cruisers to be big, bulky, gas guzzling monsters. This is a 600, but it is based on a Kawasaki GP Z600. It's an inline 4. It's been detuned for torque. I've seen triple figures on it. I can't recommend it. You certainly don't want to be there all day. There's no fair and protection at all. But it will get there, and it'll get there in good time. I would certainly suggest that your average Harley Davidson wouldn't. It would certainly show your average Harley Davidson a clean set of heels, but at the same time, it's not frenetic. You can drive it around very, very relaxed. As I say, my daughter's been on this since she's been, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, and I take it very, very easy when she's on it. But it's very responsive at low revs. It's very, very easy to ride. Seats in excellent condition. Fabric's brilliant. Yeah, I genuinely don't think you could fault the quality of this motorcycle at all. There is, I think there's, it's a light misty here. I mean, it is a 22-year-old motorcycle. It's not perfect by any means, but what it is good, honest, well kept, very, very well restored motorcycle. Nothing falls out of it. The coolant is fine. There is, like misting of oil, but it doesn't lose any oil, doesn't drip any oil. Fuel stays where it's meant to be. Fuel tank is absolutely spotless inside for such an old machine. I've stabilised fuel every winter because of the ethanol that they put in fuel these days. So I've been very, very careful to make sure that you don't get any water ingress into the tank. And yeah, the bike runs absolutely spot on, which is kind of testament to that does work. Let me start it up for you. Typical Kawasaki, bit of a oddball choke on it. Right, this hasn't been started for 2 days. I went to work on it, I think on Thursday. In fact, there you go, I went to work on it Thursday. It's now Saturday evening. Hasn't been started. It's fantastic. One click out with the choke, starter button. Off she goes. See, no smoke. Nice, even. For an old carbureted bike, it sounds very, very well. As you can see, very, very responsive to the touch. It mechanically is an absolutely outstanding piece of kit. Let me just kill that, and there you go. Yeah, after, I don't know, a couple of 100 yards or 3 minutes, you can knock the choke back off, and it'll run all day. Never any problems with idling or any sort of low speed pilot jet issues as you often get in these older machines. Yeah, I don't really know how else to sell it other than, if I didn't have that other motorcycle and could still find a use for it, it would certainly be staying with me. But I would very much like to see it used and on the road where it deserves to be. Okay, happy bidding, and hopefully I get a reasonable price for it. Thanks for looking. Any questions, just ask. Won't bite your head off, and I don't think I'm looking for the earth for it. Cheers.